language policy, I think by NALAC also. There's one association that has been pushing for that. I recall in 2017 I made a presentation at a policy dialogue that was organized by the ARYEH. That was when Madame Jean Mensa was there. Were picked as ARYEH policy fellows and were taken to Central Region to be trained to be policy advocates. When we were asked to identify public policy priorities, analyze it, and make presentations, I think I presented on the language policy that has been pushed down the throat of the Ghana Education Service, that is using the local language for the lower primary. So I think the former Minister for Education, now running mate for President Mahama, when she was Education Minister, she equally pushed the agenda so much. I recall she went to one East African country, was it Uganda or some other country like that, and there was a discussion of the performance of students, and she was blaming the situation on the fact that, unlike other emerging economies like China and other places, we in Africa rely on the English language as the medium of instruction in schools. And she was zeroing down on that as one of the challenges. In fact, I have strongly, in no uncertain terms, disagreed with policymakers over the years regarding the language policy adopted at the lower primary school level. There is one thing about language, and if you do a bit of social psychology, you will understand that learning a new language is time bound. When somebody is a kid and the person wants to learn a new language, it is easier. The person doesn't feel shy. He doesn't know whether the person is making a mistake or not. They just speak it naturally and they can easily learn. Once a child gets to understand that if he or she makes a mistake, they will laugh at him or her, it becomes a problem. There are a lot of even Dagombes, young girls and boys like Mariam here. When you tell them to come and sit here and speak Dagbani, they will never dare, because she's afraid that when she comes to speak the Dagbani, her own mother tongue, she's going to make mistake and people are going to rate her very low. So that is how children are. And the reason is, it means she didn't learn the language very well when she was a kid. The same thing with the English. So language training is very important at the early grade level. So if you predominate that level with the local language, therefore the English will suffer, and the child is going to develop permanent disability, and that disability cannot be cured. Mariam can easily learn Dagbani if she wants, but it will be difficult for her to learn English. So one problem with that language policy is that, particularly for the village schools, you will see a child up to junior high school level, she can't write properly and she can't speak English. It is a disincentive to even formal education. When a child cannot speak English, he or she fears teachers. When they read and they don't understand, they are afraid of school. They come, the teacher teaches for more than 30 minutes to 1 hour. He or she doesn't understand anything. So they don't have appetite for school. So the language is very key. Look, as I speak, I want to understand French, and I'm still struggling. I wish I could speak German. I stayed in Netherlands for more than a year. I can't even say good morning in Dutch. I stayed in Hungary for almost a year or more. I can't say good morning in Dutch, because of when you speak small, people will laugh at you. I stayed in the Ashanti region for more than 2 years. I can still speak impeccable Twi. I remember sometimes instead of greeting good evening, like is it Majo, then I'll say Anajo. You see, so I confuse the night and the good evening. So, and they will laugh at me, and it was a disincentive. So children should be taught. That's why even sometimes people take their children to private schools at the early stage, so that they can pick up the English, the reading and writing skills. Later on, if you move them to the public school, they will excel. Me, I knew how to read, I knew how to write, but speaking, who dare you, I won't talk. From primary to junior high school, I couldn't speak English. Not that I don't know, but I felt shy. They introduced vernacular tax in the junior high school.
Back in the day when you speak vernacular in school,
which was equivalent to my chop money.
Yeah,
I swear, I could go to school from morning to 3.
That's because you don't speak.
And I will never communicate with anybody. I will never talk. Even if somebody is doing something to me that I don't like, I won't talk, because I don't want to speak English and I can't speak Dagbani. They will catch me. So this has caused a lot of havoc. So the language policy, I agree that children, when they are taught with some of the content in the local language, it helps them to understand. But we shouldn't predominate the instruction at the early stages with the Dagbani.
All right, Mr. Ishmael,
they will lose the English language permanently.
All right,
it will affect their early. So if you look at what Mr. Ishmael was talking about,
quite interesting, the angle you've taken it. Will you guys agree or disagree to the fact that probably this could be a reason why we seem to be recording low performances, particularly from Northern Ghana?